Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany. On this channel, we talk about call out snark on problematic Christian influencers, especially if they are exploiting their children on the internet. If you want to receive videos told 24 hours early, you can become a patron or a YouTube member, all of which is in the description box below. Today, we're going to talk about Paul Morgan because they finally uploaded a freaking video. It's been a hot minute since they actually have uploaded, so let's get to it. This video is called Our Biggest YouTube Regret, and I don't really know what this is about. I honestly have no idea what this is about, so here we go. Sissy, you can't sit in my lap or to bed. You can't sit in my lap like this. You're to bed. Hey, sit. Sit, girl. Okay, we gotta hurry, okay? You cannot sit in my... You're too big. I'm sorry. Okay. Can you sit down?
Hey guys, man, it feels really good to be back with you all. Morgan, what the heck have we been doing? Why haven't we posted more recently? Can we please start posting with more regularity?
Just right off the freaking bat, I hate her nervous laugh. The freaking laugh that she does with everything. Can you just be an adult and just have a conversation? That would drive me freaking bananas. And my assumption as to why they haven't been on the internet is because of the hate that they have been receiving these past, I don't know, few months, when they started uploading stuff about pickleball, and when they had their argument on, I was about to say national TV, but when they had their disagreement a few months back, and in my opinion, he was very spiritually manipulative. And it wasn't just my opinion, it was the opinion of a lot of other people too. So I wonder if it has anything to do with hate. And I also don't know why their video quality is not that good. So just be mindful. This is also 1.25 speed, and their video, I'm also seeing it like that. It's not me. It's not my fault. That's what I'm getting at.
Say yes, but...
No, say yes. Say yes.
We're gonna do our best, guys.
Even just simple vlogs. I really want to. Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Guys, it was actually on my mind, just I was thinking about our YouTube channel, and I maybe saw a comment that triggered this, but I was like, man, as much as some of these, a lot of the comments we get are absolute trash, this one had some validity to it, and it caused me to reflect on
okay, remember, drink every single time she looks at the freaking lens finder instead of the, herself instead of the lens.
YouTube regret that is absolutely genuine when I think back on our videos. So I think, if I may...
Not having a job and treating my life like trash.
Listening to you guys. Even the haters sometimes.
We always want to be listening, even.
Not that person who made this comment is a hater.
They're so annoying, dude. They truly think that everybody who has a neutral opinion is just a hater, and they're not on our side. They have their videos of Paul really honing in on, I'm not going to explain the whole entire argument disagreement that they had because it's going to take forever, but I did full reaction to it. I'll actually link those two videos in the description below, and I'm not going to lie, I forgot what I was going with that. All right.
I don't know. But, we always want to be listening. So I think here's what happened, and then I'll tell you exactly what
Got it. So even their followers who have been following for a very long time, even they were like, hey, we've been following y'all for a long time, but this ain't it. You are treating Morgan this is not godly husband behavior. And that wasn't coming from just Reddit snarkers or haters. This was coming from their own subscribers, their own people.
Red is. Early in our YouTube, Morgan, we would make videos. There was one within our first year on YouTube where we kind of got in an argument mid-video, and then we kept filming, and then we talked about it. We were just arguing about this, and it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Frankly, is that fair to say it was uncomfortable?
Yes. Some people loved it, some people hated it.
I think we titled it.
Don't film your private moments on social media. These family vloggers, these Christian influencers who just want to be real and raw, and we're trying to spread the goodness of God so you can see things behind closed doors is not a bad thing. Having a discussion, argument, disagreement, whatever with your person is fine. Like, you don't have to show it for the world to see. If it is if this is something that y'all want to talk about after you've resolved the situation and teach your followers how to have a godly disagreement between spouses, like, great, awesome. But none of us need to know or need to be in the middle of it. It's not just uncomfortable for y'all, super uncomfortable for everybody else.
What marriage?
And they used to do live videos. So their whole niche, their whole shtick was to talk about pop culture, I'm pretty sure, and just talk about from a Christian perspective. And they would do live streams, and they would have arguments amidst the live stream. Super uncomfortable.
Really like or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we would make videos, and sometimes we would just leave in arguments, or we would be very upfront with you guys about the challenges we were facing in marriage. And I think what quickly happened was, because that was unusual to see on YouTube, we started garnering a following of people that didn't like our content, and so they would even maybe make videos about us, and they would say how bad our marriage was, or marriage. I remember the videos marriage is not supposed to be hard. These were the response videos. Literally, they would say stuff like that, if your marriage is hard, like Paul and Morgan's, your marriage is terrible, and get out of that marriage, and all that type of stuff. They would have these really strong responses to us just being vulnerable. That, hey,
I would ask in this situation for him to not only cite his sources, because I think he's being a little hyperbolic, to cite his sources, but also to, in those videos from the haters, genuinely know and understand why they're snarking on you, why they're making fun of y'all. Because, here, snarky with substance, we're going to make fun of you, but there's a reason, there's a deeper reason as to why. Because in my opinion, our opinion, you're a problematic Christian influencer, and because of that, you deserve to be made fun of and snarked on. So I'm wondering, in these other people's videos, opinions, if they had underlying reason as to what, I would put money down that it wasn't, marriages are easy. If it's going to be like Paul and Morgan, you need to definitely get out of it, have a divorce. I'm going to bet that it was not like that. And it was more of, if your godly husband is spiritually manipulating you like Paul was to Morgan, seek some type of help. This isn't normal. This isn't what a godly husband would do. There's you need help in some way. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but I'm going to let it play for a little bit just so we can actually know what they regret.
Our first year, 2 years of marriage, it's hard. So they would make those videos, and now here's what I'm getting to, my biggest YouTube regret. By the way, we have two regrets that we're going to be sharing. Morgan brought another one up that I think is accurate as well. But this first one, my biggest YouTube regret, is that in seeing those people making those videos, I think mine at least, and me as the head of this home, it was kind of trickled down to both of us, and our response to that was almost to double down and put our foot down and be okay, if they're saying that about our marriage and saying that marriage is supposed to be easy, we're going to preach that no, you need to expect marriage to be really hard early in your marriage.
I don't think that was a conscious thing. Maybe it wasn't necessarily a conscious thing for me, but I do agree that we definitely made a lot of videos talking about our marriage and from our perspective, and how our first couple of years of marriage were really hard, and kind of put that on everyone else rather than just making it super clear of this is our marriage and it's been really hard, but you might get married and have the easiest marriage ever for the first 5 years, and then your 6th year might be really hard. Who knows? But yeah, we definitely did a lot of that.
Yeah, I think that
I'm going to say that it was really that it was really hard because of Paul. I'm going to be I will point fingers. In my opinion, I think their marriage is difficult because of Paul. Because Paul is the type of, from what we have seen, Paul is the type of, okay, let me give you an example. You know those TikTok videos where like it says like I'm an alpha male, so I don't blah blah blah, whatever. 9 times out of 10, an alpha male does not have to say he's an alpha male. He just carries himself like that, and that is who he is. Same thing as a godly husband. You do not have to say, I am the head of this house. I am a godly husband, so fill in the blank with whatever. If a godly husband is actually a godly husband and a good husband, that's how they walk. That is their characteristics. That is who they are in the inside. It is an exact reflection of their relationship with God, in my opinion anyway. So if a man has to say and has to iterate and reiterate, because of I am the man of this house, because I am the leader of this house, like that's a yellow-ish almost red flag for me. That because you are saying it means you're not. If you are saying the thing, it's not the thing. Same thing as a very confident woman who struts her stuff, and she always. I am an extremely confident woman. No, you're not. Like if you're having to say the thing, you're not. So I am going to judge and assume from the videos that we have seen. I'm going to assume the reason why their marriage was super hard was because of Paul. And Paul being young and being taught that, hey, even though you are still young and you are married, you are now the man of the house. And these are the characteristics that you have to like. These are the responsibilities, rather, of a godly husband. And now you have to fulfill blah, da, 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 da. And now, because he is the head of the house, he took that alpha leadership role to the bank. You know what I mean? And I think it was a difficult 2 years because of him.
it wasn't intentional, and maybe that wasn't like the entirety of it. I just think looking back, when I think about videos, like maybe we would respond to people that came at us, or just videos in general talking about marriage, we overemphasized that marriage is going to be really hard. Yeah. Because like you said, our first couple of years of marriage, and praise the Lord, like it's gotten a lot easier. I think it's fair to say like our marriage has gotten a lot easier, but our first couple of years were really hard. And thinking back, like I think that and I'll even just say me, I'm just a hard person. And I think there are people that go into marriage, and I almost think I saw marriage as like, if you're married, if you're over here saying that marriage, especially in the early years, is easy, then there's something wrong. Like you guys aren't really going deep and having the deep conversations, and you're just trying to like...
No, we're just not married to assholes.
Sugarcoat everything and sweeping potentially big issues under the rug because you don't want to have arguments because you feel like that's a red flag, so you sweep it under the rug and it's going to come back to bite you. I kind of had that thinking, when in reality I really do think there are two people that can go into a marriage maybe that love the Lord, or even not, but let's just say like they love the Lord, and they just have personalities that fit, not better, because there's something beautiful about having different personalities that learn to sharpen each other and work together, but personalities that it just doesn't have the friction early on, and that's a blessing. Forever. And it's a blessing. They don't have big arguments in their early years of marriage, and maybe forever. It's just really smooth.
I wonder where these regrets are coming from. I would imagine, this is another assumption, that somebody higher in their church, or somebody more godly in their church or whatever, a mentor of some kind, a Christian counselor, if you will, kind of took him aside and was like, or took him aside and was like, hey, pride comes before the fall. Like, you need to humble yourself. Just because other people's relationships do not look like yours does not automatically mean that they're wrong or they're bad. They're just different. And again, we're not married to assholes.
And not very hard, almost. Is that fair to say?
I think that those marriages probably do exist, but I do.
There is such a difference, dude. There is such a difference in, like, I think it is a yellow red flag if your relationship with your spouse, the relationship with just your spouse, your person, is hard all the time. That is a waving red flag, not even yellow. That is a, hey, there's something wrong here, okay? Now, they probably did not see that because they only dated for such a short time. And so the only time that they lived together was after marriage. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. So they didn't have to necessarily experience any type of real life, real relationship life, I guess, inside of their relationship before they got married. So when they got married and they started living together, that's when it was like, bleh, that's when a lot of young Christian couples, after they get married, that's why they're saying like the first year or two was very challenging, extremely hard, because you don't actually know the person that you're marrying, because you had only dated them for 3 to 6, maybe to 9 months, and you've never witnessed that person deal with something under pressure, or deal with a family death, or deal with any type of trauma, anything like that. And you don't know their triggers yet. You just don't know that person very well yet. And now you're marrying them. And why are they getting married? So they can have sex. So for them, I can understand why the first 2 years would be difficult. But the crappy thing for them is that they were seeing the red flags, and which I don't think that they'd say that they were red flags, but they would see the headbutting, but that was after they got married. So it's not like they can, okay, well, this ain't gonna work, like, we can't be together, we butt heads way too much. In other relationships, when you've been together for such a long time, before even getting married, you've already seen that person, under pressure. You've seen that person actually experience some type of life together, and you can try to, figure that out. But if you are with somebody and it is constant headbutting and it's like fighting all the time, debating all the time, like there's a problem. There is a problem. But when you're married, it's not like you can, and I'm not an advocate for divorce by any means. So it's like, well, you're stuck. You know what I mean? It's like, well, the church said it was going to be this beautiful, wonderful thing, and as soon as y'all get together, it's whatever. So again, I can see where they're coming from and how it's so difficult, but to put that on other people, there is like I was saying at the beginning, there is a huge difference in headbutting all the time, where that is a massive red flag, versus it being hard, sometimes. Like, of course, it's not going to be perfect all the time. Absolutely not. You are going to butt heads at some point, and it is going to be hard sometimes. But if it's hard all the time, that's a huge, huge indicator that you're probably not with the person you're supposed to be with, in my opinion.
I do think that all marriages, like, at some point in time, you will, whether it's when kids show up, whether it's when hard times hit and finances are just terrible, or, whatever, like, you will.
Your husband's not getting a real job and we can't have insurance, and I get sick and he's out playing pickleball. I don't know, man.
Probably at some point go through a hard season in your marriage. That doesn't necessarily mean that, like, you're fighting with your spouse all the time or you hate them all of a sudden, but it's just like, it's harder than it was. And let me encourage you, like, it can get even better than what it was before it was hard, like, if you're willing to push through those harder times. So yeah, but yeah, I agree. Paul and I both are.
The way that she harder times, she doesn't like move her top lip, and it's just harder times. And your marriage can be really great, better than it went. Oh, God, it makes me want to shoot my kneecaps with a freaking nail gun.
Personalities are, we have a lot of similarities and then drastic differences, and learning how to make these differences work beautifully together and sync with each other has taken years. And learning how to come one another's way has taken years and lots of prayer. But I think that honestly, whoever we married, like, it probably would have been pretty stinking hard. I don't, maybe not, but no, probably we might have married someone that was like easier going and less stubborn, but we're both like really stubborn, both of us.
So I
and
don't.
so that really
Right. So I don't think it was at all a lie or facade when we were sharing how difficult our early years were, because they
No,
were.
definitely not.
But where it went too far.
Not a lie.
Right. But where it went too far is trying to kind of just cast that on, you need to expect this, and if it's not your, if it's too easy for you, then something's maybe off.
Well, and if we're being like really honest, in our personal lives during that time, like our closest friends, like all of our closest friends, we would ask them like, so how's marriage? And they're like, it's so good, we're having so much fun, we love you, Mary. Like, we all got married around similar times, or we're a few years into marriage, and like we would hear that, and then we would come and be like, what's wrong with us?
Well, not necessarily. To me, it was kind of the same concept as when we'd see the videos about our marriage, where we would almost get a little bit like,
we'd either be like, what's wrong with us? Or, okay, they're just sweeping things under the rug. They won't talk about this stuff, and we will. And
So what you're saying is you were super judgmental over your friends' relationships when they got married? That's kind of a red flag for y'all. Like, that sucks. Oh, well, our friends said their marriages were great, but actually we thought, no, it's not. Okay, awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was not great either way.
It's not great to assume that about somebody.
No, but so I think
even though some of them, I think, were sweeping stuff under the rug.
Come to find out, some of them were, but they've addressed it now.
So anyway,
But I think that
can you imagine being friends with Paul and Morgan and knowing that y'all had told him that, and you're like, wait, you're talking about our relationship? I'd be offended.
Put that on our viewers as well, of like, we want some people to tell us that they're having a hard time in marriage too.
Yeah. So we just pray for you guys that, like, whatever comes your way, it doesn't mean it's a red flag. If there's challenging years, because maybe personality-wise you guys both have a lot of growth and ironing out, compromise, all that stuff, it's not a red flag, and it's also not a red flag if personality-wise it's just smooth.
Yeah, I am such a far better person because of the beginning years of our marriage, and so is Paul, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So if you're in those first few years of marriage and they are hard, hang in there, it gets better. Push.
Marrying me has made you like such a better person.
No, but that's like, no, like, okay, stroke, hello. That's what he actually thinks. Like, he's not being, he's not being like funny. This man actually thinks that because she married him, she is a better person. Which, okay, let's step back for a second. Should that be a thing? Like, marrying my husband has definitely made me a better person. He is such a better person than I am, dude. It is, oh my God, okay. Different story for different time, once again. But such a better person than me. So selfless. So, and it helps me to be more selfless, and so I can do things for other people, whatever. Do I know that? Absolutely. Do I tell him that? Yes. Does he say that? Does he see it? I think he sees it. But does he say it as to like, oh, well, because you married me, you're a lot better for it? No. He has never said that. Absolutely not. Will I tease me like, oh my God, you're such a better person than me, whatever. And then, yeah, we'll tease about it. And I'll say that because I see it. But he would not say that to me. He actually thinks that.
It is, like, really amazing. And yeah, sorry, I cut you off. You were about to say push through it.
But I'm so patient, so it's fine.
You have become so patient. It's beautiful. It's truly beautiful.
That she has become patient to deal with your crap, but what are you bringing to the table? What is your value? What are you bringing to the table? Right now, not protection. Right now, not financial stability. What are you, as a man of God, as a godly husband and father, what are you bringing to the table? No, it's just Morgan that had to change. Got it.
Morgan, share the number 2.
All right, number 2. We've talked about this before. I think we've made a whole video on it, but I figured we'd just throw it back in here because we're talking about YouTube regrets. And I would say a big YouTube regret that we have had is how we, early on, from several years of our YouTube channel, in topics that we would talk about, we came across very confident and very like black and white, and it's not necessarily that we thought that way of like, yeah, this is the right way. It's just like that's how we came across, when in reality, like if you were to sit down at a table with us and talk face to face, like we would probably be more open to, or be more like gray in areas or whatever.
God is gray?
But
God's not gray.
God is Gray is, I don't know if she is on YouTube that much more. I haven't, whatever. But she is a YouTuber and very, very progressive Christian.
God is not great.
You just mean like we wouldn't be so like this is how it.
Yeah. We
this is
wouldn't
the
come
answer,
across that
and
way.
you have to see it this way, or you're wrong.
Yes, but we did come across that way in videos, and so
But y'all definitely believed it. Y'all and Girl Defined at the very beginning were very, you cannot do this, you can do this. And now for the past few years, y'all have been told like, no, like that's not very accurate. And both them were very legalistic, very fundamentalist as Girl Defined. Now they are all getting to the point where it's like, actually, we retract what we said in the past, and purity culture is pretty toxic to a certain extent. Now, is the actual practice of being pure toxic? Absolutely not. But the ring, the dad like proposing potentially, like all of that is just icky and kind of gross. But it's so funny watching these fundamentalist Christians of Girl Defined, Paul Morgan. I'm sure there are others who are just kind of like starting to retract what they used to teach their audience. Hence the problematic.
regret that. I wish that we had been more like, guys, like we're still figuring it out too. We don't have all the answers. And so we did pivot from that for a while now, for years now, of like really trying to be more aware of how we're coming across and making it clear of like, this is what we think, this is how we interpret the word of God. Take it and go to the Lord.
This is such a tricky one because like the Bible is clear on a number of things, like a lot of things, and it kind of goes back to our other one. We'd see maybe other channels that we feel like we're taking what the Bible said and then turning that into a gray, nuanced, you can think differently, and they would just sound so wishy-washy. And so it would make us be like, no, like we're gonna stand firm, and then we would swing too heavy in the opposite direction where we were making our convictions about things that we don't see the Bible as being totally clear on, but maybe because of the way we were raised, or again, it's unfortunate, but it's almost like YouTube favors channels and people that just come down so black and white, and then they develop this audience that is also like, I love this because they're so black and white and that's how I think, and it can get toxic.
Yeah, on both sides.
On both sides, rather than having people that are like, here's what the Bible says, but on these issues, like, let's just grow, and through our growth experiences and seeking the Lord, we may fall in slightly different places.
Yeah.
And I can think of a few videos where we did come across rather smug.
Sad. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, rather smug in issues that did not need to be treated that way.
Yeah. It is all a growing process, and with YouTube, you're live in the growth process, like bringing people along. So, have grace for some content creators out there, but also don't be afraid to call some out.
Hence what we're doing, but at the same time, we're called haters for it, which, like, whatever, I don't really care, but they don't heed our words because we're the haters. They don't listen to us at all, but I will still call you out.
But it takes guts to just get out there online and share thoughts and stuff, and no one's going to do it perfectly.
No one is.
And I would rather encourage someone to be bold and speak biblical truth than to not. But yeah, you got to figure it out and be willing to humble yourself occasionally and repent.
Yeah, it's true. I heard someone today saying, like, we as just a culture now are so, like, averse to taking risks, so we just won't do it. And it's like, I look back, and even though we made some mistakes and we have these 2 regrets, like, we took risks.
Yeah.
And we put ourselves out there for years.
Are you going to come back and regret putting your children on social media? I mean, I do have to give them a little bit of, no, I don't want to give them any credit. Absolutely not. No, I take it back. No, though their content is not purely like based on their children, they do teeter that line with that, in my opinion. And the stuff that they put on their YouTube channel and even on Instagram is so dangerous for them and having children, and then videoing and recording strangers in the background at that Chick-fil-A and other people's kids, and filming people at a public pool. I was about to give them a little bit of credit, but no, I take it back, because what they're doing is extremely dangerous. Though they do not revolve their content around their children, they still video their kids. So I hope one day y'all will regret that and retract that for not protecting your kids.
And now we can hop on and say we didn't do this perfectly, but a lot of things we're very happy that we have accomplished, and I hope we still have some really good days ahead of us, honestly. Again, like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, what in the world? Why have we not posted?
Kids, man.
And it is a different season of life, but we should still be able to spit out videos with some regularity. I'm ready to keep going. Great. YouTube.
His I'm ready to keep going and looking at her is, hey, while I'm playing pickleball, you need to record everything that you're doing with the kids, because now it's your responsibility. That's how I took it.
You're going to get sick of seeing us again.
Okay, well.
I have to make another regrets video.
Yeah, we stopped taking care of our kids.
Okay.
Because we went back onto YouTube.
We're going all in.
No, stop. You will see more of us, or we're not going all in. We did 9 years of that.
We're balancing it now with other things. And is it fair to say we may have a big announcement coming up in the future?
No, it is not fair to say that. No one... I'm not pregnant, first of all. That's not the big announcement. There's no big announcement. I'm going to have to edit this out.
No, just maybe. There might, maybe.
No, there's not.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? But all right, guys. Let us know your thoughts. If you've been with us, leave it in. Leave it in, because maybe there might be. Maybe. But who knows what it is? Comment.
No, it's not a kid. It 100% has to do with pickleball. It 100% has to do with pickleball. If not Morgan playing more, it's something to do with him.
So if you've been with us, comment, let us know how long you've been with us, how long you've been part of the P&M fam, and also, like, what are your thoughts on what we shared?
Stop calling your parasocial audience family. That's weird. It's weird, and that's how you get freaking weirdos showing up at your door, especially since you put it is everything but their actual address on YouTube. They have shown what their house looks like. They have shown what their near grocery stores are, where Morgan goes for thrifting, where her everyday walk is, where their church is, like the town that they live in, the Chick-fil-A that they go to, like everything but the actual address they have shown. Stop calling your parasocial audience family before some freaking wacko person shows up at your doorstep.
Are you like, thanks for sharing that, I felt that? Or are you like, Paul and Morgan, don't cave to the woke mob?
Never apologize.
All right, we love you guys. Seriously, it was a lot of fun, and I'm excited for more, whether it's more of the vlog style or it's more of just these sit-downs because something's on our mind. I like them both.
Amen.
All right. How are we?
Wow, he's forgotten. That's how long it's been.
Do we still say have fun?
All right, don't care anymore. Okay, I'm going to cut it off there. Y'all let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I really have to get to work. But this is more important, okay? This is more important. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all so very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!